Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, my dear and beloved family. Please forgive me for the delay in responding to you. The matter is pretty much simple and clear because you have the hadith and you know the hadith, and that hadith is a principle and an authority on this matter. The hadith of Nu'man ibn al-Bashir, where the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "La tushidni ala jawr." The Messenger told him, "Don't call me to injustice." That's the hadith. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala said, the hadith of Nu'man is a stern warning. It's not a matter of recommendation or preference. It's a stern warning because the Messenger called it jawr. If it wasn't a stern warning, he wouldn't refer to it by the term jawr, which is injustice or oppression. And then in the hadith, in some of the statements of the hadith, وَعْدِلُوا بَيْنَ أَوْلَادِكُمْ, that's an order. And the order means it's a wajib in such context. Fear Allah and be just with your kids. Be just with your kids is an order. And the order in such context means it's a wajib. And wajib is what one gets reward for and sins for not doing. And this is among the worst types of sins to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with, because there's a right between one and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will forgive that. If one repents, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive because He's Al-Ghafur Ar-Rahim. But then there's a right with the person who was wronged or oppressed, and they stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and request their right. And that's a very big problem, Yawm al-Qiyamah. Shawkani rahimahullah said, being equal and just is a wajib among the kids. And given preference is haram. It's considered a sin. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz rahimahullah ta'ala had a son that he loved. Sometimes the heart matters you can't control. So he had a son he loved more than the other, or more than the others. And he said, Wallahi, I love you, but I will not prefer you over your brother, not even with a tiny bite. Some of the ulama, there's some slight exceptions. Like, for example, some of the ulama consider it wajib on the parent to support his children when they need to get married. They consider it a wajib if the parent is able to. What the exception is, a minor exception, a technical exception rather, is it's time to get married. And he supported a 25-year-old son that he had. But then he has an 8-year-old or a 5-year-old that's not ready to get married. So he supported one. What does he do about the 8-year-old? If he lives long enough, they said, to support the 8-year-old, then he supports him the same way, meaning he doesn't have to set something immediately aside for that. That's of course better, but he doesn't have to do that. So those are like small technical exceptions. But other than that, if someone gives $20 a month, they all must get $20 a month. No question, no doubt about it. $100, all of them $100 a month. The hadith is clear on that, and that seems to fall under what's called allowance. If the father wants to give another category, he needs to be just with that as well. That's a whole total different category, like a hiba, a gift. Like if he wants to buy his daughters $500 worth of jewelry, then he must, since that's not suitable for the son, for the sons, he buys them something equivalent to that is permissible. Ibn Hajar rahimahullah ta'ala, I'll say it in meaning and in explanation to what he exactly said. He said the reason behind the hadith of Nu'man and why it was prohibited is the negative, ill feeling that it brings among the children, like severing of ties and jealousy and other matters pertaining to that. So he said, whatever or whenever the children feel they're being treated unjustly because there's a preference of one over the other, then the parents must avoid that because of the wisdom behind the hadith. So the parents need to be careful in how they give. If it's gifts, they should be careful in how they do that. And if it's allowance, they should be careful how they do that. And it's probably better not to mix and match because that may cause ill feelings. and they should be just in both of them. Whatever this person gets of gifts, all of them get. Whatever this person gets of allowance, all of them get in the same equal amount. If you have any details, there may be details that I missed out on, please let me know and I will answer bi'idhnillah ta'ala this time immediately. And forgive me again. Jazakumullahu khaira. May Allah reward you and honor you, all of you, dunya and akhirah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.